Sofia Coppola presents an intimate and touching portrayal of two people alienated in Tokyo. This highly requested film has found its way into people's hearts and is a personal favourite of mine to revisit as the filmmaker creates an incredible world and a personal adventure. This video will explore the characters of the film and how Sofia Coppola uses cinematic techniques to enhance the story. The title of the film has two meanings. Characters are literally in a foreign country and their understanding and communications are lost in translation, creating a world of exclusion which allows moments of subtle comedy to arise through the focus of the language barrier. The title can also be interpreted as not being able to communicate with others, no matter the language in our daily lives. This puts our main characters not only in a geographic disposition, but introduces them at certain points in their lives where their relationships are difficult and meaning is lost. Our characters' connections are so distant that we can observe a theme of communicating through notes and faxes. Our characters' doubts in life and troubled relationships are amplified by their mutual feelings of isolation and in this alienated city. Chronologically, the film follows a pattern of exclusion, searching and discovery, and finally loss. During these three phases of the story, our characters act and interact differently. This story revolves around three characters. Bob and Charlotte are presented as equals in the story and follow similar journeys of discovery. Bob arrives as a faded movie star, and Charlotte has a major lack of direction in her life, both feeling isolated and have troubled relationships. The third character, which is ever-changing, is the world and the environment carefully created by Sofia Coppola through the use of Tokyo. This is created mainly through seeing the world through the point of view of our characters. As Bob and Charlotte's relationship is shaped, the city presents a different colour of emotions for them, showing us that the external world is a representation of their internal minds and of their shared relationship. During the opening phase of the film, Bob and Charlotte awaken into a surreal new world, as the first section of the film shows them to be isolated, searching, and lost. This is shown visually by Sofia Coppola's choice to remove the characters from the frame. A whole range of shots are designed to show a large portion of the frame as empty and out of focus, filled by landscape, telling us that our characters have something missing in their lives and that they are in a daze in their new environment, emphasizing the theme of being alone or absent of character. Both characters are presented in a similar fashion, again showing us that they're similar positions in Tokyo and in life. The second phase of the film introduces the two characters and begins a more exciting, welcoming time of discovery. If we consider the idea that the world around us is a representation of our inner feelings, we can see that they are taking the opportunity to reinvent themselves. As well as relate to each other about their true lives. Shots of parties, karaokes, and even hospitals seem more exciting than the hotels in the beginning of the film, which act as prisons of safety which both characters were trapped. The final phase of the film shows emotions of loss, slightly different for each character, but we can see that the once foreign and mystical world is now strangely familiar around us. And as the characters leave each other, Sofia Coppola lets the city and the streets which we now have affection for close out the film's final shots. Because each film is different and the nature of film itself is so subjective, I must approach each film in a way that reflects the type of meaning it's trying to communicate. The popularity and relatability of Lost in Translation can be broken down into a regular romantic comedy. However, the success of the film seems to rely on a communication of some magical quality. One possibility is the performance of Bill Murray.
A ring-a-ding-ding?
Yeah.
Shinatora? You know Shinatora? Old Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
This is one of, if not his best performance, as the everyman with a witty charm. Another reason the film is so unique and pleasurable to revisit is its timeless quality. The film really taps into people's deepest moments of thoughtfulness and loneliness. Most of the film seems to take place between days, in the darkest hours of night, and has an insomnia type quality about it, creating a world for characters to ponder about life. This is reinforced by our introduction to the characters, both moments where they are asleep or either waking. The film makes it so easy to relate to the characters in the film, as everything else is chosen to relate not only the characters but the audience, allowing us to grasp onto Bob and Charlotte as our only links to this world. This film presents a unique portrayal of the romantic comedy genre, allowing the feelings of affection and desire to serve as a constant tension throughout the whole film. The beginning of the film shows the relationship as a relief to find someone else who is in their current situations. The film is tasteful at showing us the slow nature of relationships' progress, despite the excitement of each other's company. Never do they belittle their old lives, and both characters maintain and even try to reach out to their loved ones. A major turning point in the film, where a lesser film would have shown an affair or a heated argument between the two, is when they are talking in the bed together. The sincere tenderness of the performances and honesty of both characters shows us a real display of two characters valuing their own lives, despite this yearning for taboo idea of affair. The location of a hotel bed is the perfect way for this story to tell us that this film is different, and however romantic the setting, both characters maintain a level of respect and dignity, possibly allowing more of an audience to relate to people, as people often see themselves in the characters that they watch in films. The mutual feeling of finding someone else who is going through similar problems and issues of direction in life inspire the others to continue. The ending of the film is so fitting for the type of film that this is. Both characters come to the conclusion that despite being married and the age gap and the circumstances, it doesn't allow them to be lovers or to stay friends, despite finding a relationship in each other that seems more moving than any others around them. As Bob whispers in Charlotte's ear, the story leaves a small gap for the audience to fill in, making this a very personal journey even more personal for each audience member, as it invites the audience to ponder over the film's final interaction. The audio, however, was digitally enhanced on another YouTube video, and two possible sentences have been heard. These are, "I have to be leaving, but I won't let that come between us, okay?" And, "When John is ready for his next business trip, go up to that man and tell him the truth, okay?" Both are valid, but the fact that multiple have surfaced only emphasizes the idea that each person has a choice to fill in their own piece of the puzzle, and I enjoy filmmakers that give the audience a chance to be an active and imaginative participant. If we consider the film through Bob's point of view, we can see it as a journey of becoming more centered. This is told through the narrative and demonstrated visually by particular moments in the film when Bob experiences happiness. After the introduction and series of unbalanced shots, Bob spends the first night with Charlotte, followed by the most balanced shot of the film and the associated emotions, showing Charlotte's ability to bring balance to Bob's life. Other instances of this are his discussion with Charlotte and his final interaction with her. If we compare Bob's arrival and outlook on Tokyo compared to his final moments of the film, he leaves more centered and finishes with a point of view shot as Bob for the first time is now looking forward in life and gives this an ending of loss and hope. Lost in Translation stands as a touching love story in a timeless world, but also manages to showcase Bill Murray's subtle and witty humour through his dialogue and isolated situations that the stories put him in. What other romantic comedies do you think changed the genre, and what other Bill Murray performances do you love?